Hi, I'm Lopez with the new Who Review. This week, the Daleks. In this story, the Doctor and his companions meet two races, the Daleks and the Thals. Now, the Daleks are a seemingly robotic race, and the Thals are a Nordic-featured people on the dead planet Skaro. 500 years ago, the Daleks and the Thals were at war, and neutron bombs were used. Neutron bombs kill all living things, but leave buildings and infrastructure intact as a prize for the winner. Well, the Thals escaped to a plateau and raised crops as best as they could, and the Daleks went underground. Are you going to do that every time? The Thals are like outer space Amish. They're agrarian, pacifistic, and they've kept extensive records of their own history and star charts of their own galaxy, which proves very useful to the Doctor later on. We immediately understand the Daleks are... stop. The Daleks are a threat, and the Thals are passive and caring people. But we later find out the opposite was true 500 years ago. The Thals were warriors, and the Daleks... And the Daleks were philosophers and teachers, and back then they were called dolls. But now the Daleks have no interest in sharing Skaro with the Thals, and the war that began 5 centuries ago ends now. This is a great episode, and some of the best miniature work I've seen on early TV. This is really impressive work. The city, shrouded in mist, still looks great today, even in the digital age. The jungle sequences were very nicely done, and the swamp and its occupant, that would have scared the bejesus out of me if I was a kid. Also, I have to tip my hat to the actors as well. Now, there are no small parts. Only small actors. And everybody was just great. And I'm not just talking about the Thals or our heroes. The actors inside the Dalek... That better be the last one. The actors inside the hulls did a great job of movement. They have to propel those things by walking, and there was no jerky movement or anything. Everything was smooth. The voice actors were David Graham and Peter Hawkins, and they were fantastic.
Well done.
I first saw a Dalek on black and white TV back in the early 70s. I was at a friend's house, and with a little luck and some tinfoil wrapped around the rabbit ears, we managed to get in the public broadcasting system. We were trying to watch a show that we had seen the week before called Monty Python. Ring a bell? Anybody? Pretty obscure. However, we were a little early, so we had to sit through a Doctor Who episode. We didn't know what the heck was going on. There's some goofy-looking guy with a big scarf wrapped around his neck. There are these dome-top, bubble-sided monster with a toilet plunger waving around. And I thought it was rather ridiculous. I really did. I thought it was a dumb-looking sci-fi monster. Not quite as bad as the monkey with the diving helmet from Robot Monster, that really, really horrible movie from the 50s. But I pretty much thought the Dalek was a stupid-looking thing. However, now, I've come to realize...
The Dalek is supreme. The Dalek is supreme.
Now, here's some things that I found interesting. I thought was rather funny. There's one part where Susan is running through the jungle, but she's really running in place, and a stagehand is turning a cylinder behind her to give the illusion of movement. It was cleverly done, but I immediately saw what it was. Very funny. And they do a left and a right, so they splice it together. Makes it look like she's running. It was very funny. Ian says the Daleks have a dislike for the unlike in describing their aberrance for any other race. It was a nice turn of phrase, I thought. I really like Ian. He's a handyman to have in your corner, but sometimes he's a little tedious with all the chauvinism, that he's got to do, oh, the women can't possibly do what I do. It's a sign of the times, I guess. The Doctor has a really cool gadget, these binocular glasses. I thought those were neat. Susan clarifies her statement from the first story when she said her grandfather didn't know how to fly the TARDIS very well. She says he does know how to fly it very well. It just gets forgetful sometimes. So that was a good clarification. The Thalls are dressed like Flash Gordon. The costumes were great, I thought. Really well done. The British translation of bumper cars is dodgems. Didn't know that. Susan fell down while running. I'll be saying that a lot. There's a dying Dalek, last but not least, there's a dying Dalek that makes moaning sounds like Robert Plant in Dazed and Confused. Ah! Ah! I thought that was rather funny. Well, I'm Lopez. This is the new Who Review with the Daleks. See you in time.